Hello, my name is Gary Duquette for Spartan Youth Radio. Today we have a very special guest in our studio. He's a motivational speaker who traveled the world, and today his travels bring him to our studio here in downtown Espanola. Please help me welcome Allan Johnson.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be here.
So thank you very much for being here today. Those of our viewers that are watching right now, can you tell them a little bit about yourself and what you do?
I am a motivational speaker. I am a success coach, and so the majority of my work is, my company is Johnson Performance Systems. So I specialize in performing systems, helping students perform better, what we can do to raise their scores, but also helping teachers to perform better, helping teachers to understand classroom management a little bit better, and how to get students that may be reluctant to learn, so helping them perform better as well, helping principals, and I do a lot with business as well and civic organizations. So the same principles that apply at a school just have different vernacular, just have different language, but every group of people have different things that need to be done so that people perform better. So I specialize in creating systems that are specifically for those people groups.
So what's your approach for these two different groups? How do you get them motivated and to do what, to be contributing members of society? Yeah.
I really believe one of my vehicles that I use a lot is humor. And if we can get people to laugh and to just lighten up on some of the things, then you see the dynamics of the team show up. You see people who immediately are the leaders. I call those the go-getters. They want to be a part of everything. They're excited about everything. Then you see those that, well, if I have to, I'll do it. I won't be happy about it, but I'll do it. And then you see those that, I ain't doing nothing. And you see that in everywhere. You see that in schools, you see that in business, you see that in civic organizations. So what I try to bring is a humor to break down those walls. So it really then comes to just people performing their tasks and building a team. So one of the words I really focus my time on is esprit de corps. Esprit de corps is a French military term that means devotion among members of a group for each other and then for one purpose. You cannot really be devoted to a purpose. Say a school is devoted to students and to achievement. A business is devoted to productivity and making money. A civic organization might be devoted to a community and seeing the infrastructure grow. But you can't be devoted to that purpose until you're devoted to people. So it begins and ends with people. But the reason I stay very busy is that people are difficult to work with. Sometimes we like some people, sometimes they push our buttons. And so I find a lot of times that I'm asked to come into a situation just to make it better. It's already doing well, but just to make it better.
So your career allowed you to travel the world. Does your approach change depending on where you go in the world? And can you tell us some stories from the road?
The approach does not change. One thing that does change is the understanding. If I'm speaking to corporate community, the very first international thing that I did was with Paul Mitchell hair salons in the UK. And I don't even have hair, but what they wanted, so me talking to a bunch of hairstylists was pretty amazing. But what they wanted was that team building piece that they didn't, in business they don't all automatically know how to do that. They know how to get market sales. They know how to improve productivity, but getting people to work together and being productive and efficient, they didn't have. So I went and helped them. But I think one of the other things I have to be really careful of on the road is we Americans or Canadians, we have to be careful to think that everybody just thinks that English is the way to go. So I have to learn. Sometimes I have an interpreter with me. Sometimes the crowd knows, they understand English pretty well. I think one of my favorite examples that I would share from the road is every year I go to South Africa and I spend normally about 3 weeks there working with the South African Principals Association. Well, this year I spoke for their national convention, and every year I speak there. When I was going into Bloemfontein, which is one of the large cities in South Africa, they told me I'd be staying at this game lodge. Well, it's out in the bush. I mean, the real bush, where you see animals and things. It's out in the bush. And they told me that I'm speaking at a conference center. But they didn't tell me that you have to travel across a 4-foot wide bridge that's 200 yards long. And it's a suspension bridge over a river. So they didn't say anything about it. It's just on these 2 wires, and you have to get all of your things across this bridge. And then they said the 1,500 people that came to the conference to hear you speak also have to go across this bridge. So only 3 people can cross the bridge at a time. So it was like risking your life just to get to the conference center. And the very first really fun thing outside of the U.S. that I did in the UK with Paul Mitchell, I was presenting on how we build raving fans in a client base, how we get clients to come back. And I was teaching customer service. And I said, one of the points was the spirit of the squirrel, which is work worth doing. But when I said squirrel, I saw 1,500 people, the top salon owners in the UK, all went, squirrel? Squirrel? What is squirrel? What is squirrel? And I thought, squirrel.
Yeah.
But they still didn't get it until I went. And when I did that, they went, squirrel, squirrel. We get it, squirrel. Because in their language, they don't call it squirrel. They call it squirrel. So pretty funny things. You just have to go with the flow with every different culture. And it's so interesting. Even here in Canada, I've learned so many different things. One big thing that's king in Oklahoma, where I'm from, is football. And I see hockey is king here, but I also saw that your football is a little bit different than ours. You have the goalpost at the front of the end zone, and the end zone is 20 yards wide. It's amazing. And you only have 3 down. So it's been so interesting learning such different things in the cultures. But I do, even though I travel a bunch, I do spend a lot of time at home as well. My family's a big part.
So you got all these memories, and you get to lock them in the box, and memories. It sounds awesome, the things you get to do. But in a specific sense, what is your greatest achievement across all of these things you've gotten to do?
My greatest achievement, without a doubt, is being a good husband and being a good dad. Because at the end of the day, after the crowd is gone, I'm one of those that I really recharge away from everyone. I do what I do with people because that's what I'm gifted to do. But that, with any other job, just like any other job, can drain you. And so I get away with a good book or just be still, go fishing, go hunting. I have to get away. And so I would say that my greatest thing is not that I've spoken to 50,000 people. The greatest thing is that when I get home, my wife and my kids are glad to see me, that they like to know about the different places that I've gone. And one day soon, they're all school age, so one day soon they'll get to travel with me and see those things.
So you are a very noble and wise man. I just got to give you that.
Well, thank you.
You are a very good man. Now, before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to add or tell the people that are watching?
I would just tell you, pursue excellence. And excellence is never an accident, as I shared with the students here. But also, no matter what you find yourself in, no matter what you go through, I am proof that if you just try and give your best and pursue what you can do, not what others are saying you can't do. If you just pursue the things that you can do and the things that you do have going for you, I believe every one of us have gifts and skills and talents and abilities that make us unique. But if we don't have someone pushing us in that direction and encouraging us to go there, then we sometimes just sit back and we don't take risks. And the risks that I took were just trying to better myself and give a little more effort. And once I did do that, one of the things that really brought me a lot was me choosing to sit up when no one else would sit up, me choosing to try when no one else would try. So I would say you have exactly what it takes. It might be the confidence lacking. It might be that you don't know exactly what that particular skill is, but you have exactly what it takes. So don't ever, ever give up on your dreams. Don't listen to people who are naysayers and say it can never be done. We have stories throughout history of people who made those people a liar. They decided to make it happen rather than just hope it would happen. So just go do it. Be light.
Before I forget, you mentioned a book earlier. Can you also tell them a little bit about that?
Yes, I'm finishing my first book, and this book is pretty passionate to me. I'm very passionate about it because I feel all over the world I see it as an epidemic, and the title of the book is Curing the Dropout Epidemic. Why students are dropping out at an alarming rate. What things are in their lives, what things are in their experience at school and at home that are causing them to feel hopeless enough to just want to get out, do something else. And what I found is that if we at school aren't creating an environment where students want to be there, they feel valued, and they feel like they're contributing to what's going on, they're making it better, they're adding beauty to the world. If that doesn't happen, then you get this hopelessness where this is a waste of time. Why would I waste my time at school if I could be doing this? Why would I waste my time doing this? When what we've found is throughout the research that I've done over the past 5 years, asking students who have dropped out, asking students who were close to dropping out and wanted to give up, and then asking students who decided to stay in school, what the differences were, what were they experiencing in those moments. And from the research that we've compiled, it's just amazing and compelling to see what kids were really looking for. And the ones that stayed in school had someone that invested in them, like your teacher, had someone who saw something in them that maybe they didn't see in themselves. And I remember a teacher that made an impact in me. I was supposed to be in a gang. I was supposed to be in jail or dead, given what I'd come up with. And many people told me that you wouldn't be able to go to university. But because teachers said words, spoke words over my life that I didn't really understand at that time, I now am living out those words. A teacher once said to me, "Allan, you were born to speak." And I didn't know what that meant, but now I see, little by little, I made the choices to be where exactly what she said when I was in grade 11. So I would say pursue your dreams and never, never, never give up.
Thank you very much for being here with us today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
This has been Gary Duquette for Spartan Youth Radio, sitting with Allan Johnson. Have questions or comments about the show? Drop us a line at spartanyouthradio.com, and I hope to see you again very soon.